Hello, and welcome to the Southern Belle NOLA channel. I'm your hostess, Southern Belle, and this is the Bargains by Belle auction. And this is a very special auction. It's a pop up auction because I know y'all are thinking, wait, it's Thursday. This isn't the day you're on. What's going on? Well, I felt so bad after having to miss the Saturday and Sunday auction, but what could I possibly do? Some things are out of my control. And so, therefore, I thought, well, I will just try to have a pop up auction to make up for it. Of course, already I'm wondering what's going on because I'm not seeing my co host or my moderator in the chat. So, already I'm thinking, oh no. I'm so surprised not to see either of them in the chat. Uh, Craig, maybe you can send out some messages on Discord and see where everybody is. Otherwise, we may have to cancel before we start. And I have hauled out so much craft stuff from different corners of the house. Oh, there's Nancy. Just when I was thinking, oh no, she forgot or got busy or had something go wrong with her phone again. So, well, we're still missing ICU. She was supposed to co host today, and she also wanted to make an announcement that I think was left over from the 2K celebration. Don't know where she is, but that just kind of shows the type of channel I have. I'm just so flexible and easygoing with my Southern hospitality. But let me go ahead and tell everybody how this will work. Then we'll say our individual hellos and we'll get to the items. So, if you've never been to my channel before and you think you might possibly want to bid, well, tonight's a great night. So many of our regular viewers don't know that we're on, so you won't have many people to compete against. But if you have never bid or bought anything before, what you need to do is send me a registration. My email is in the corner of the screen. Let me know your YouTube name, your real name, and your mailing address. That way, I know where to send your items and where to send the bill. Once you've done that, you can bid. The way you bid in my office in numbers. That way I have a legal representation that you knew how much you were going to be charged on your invoice because you do have to pay for absolutely everything that you bid on. All sales are final. All items are as is and where is. The only time you can retract is during an auction. You must be 18 years of age or older to bid. The methods of payment are a choice of Zelle or PayPal. The method of shipping is called Pirate Ship. Pirate Ship is a discounted shipping service that works with both UPS and USPS in order to get the deepest discounted rates. Those deeply discounted rates are based on the weight of the package, the dimensions of the package, and the distance from your zip code to mine. I'm shipping from a suburb of New Orleans, Louisiana. That's why my channel's name is called Southern Belle NOLA. All right, well, let's scroll up to the top and see who's here. First, I see Craig, and he's back to being our King Ballerino. Thank you so much for rejoining the membership, Craig. I appreciate that. Next, we have Crochet Queen Kathy. Hello, Kathy. Next, we have Shelby. Hello, Shelby. Now, I see Nancy, who's going to be running our chat tonight. Okay, well, I say, les le bon temps roule. Let the good times roll. Roll in your life, roll in your heart, roll in your soul, roll on and on and on. Well, the way we're going to get this started is with a fun round we call Belle's Bargain Bonanza. And in this round, everything's going to start out at just $1. Here's Miss Riri. Thank you for being here, Riri. We're so glad you're here. And thank you for your email response. I appreciated that too. All right, so let me show you the choices. First, we have a selection of what's called felt tip pens. Felt tip pens, and these are a fine point felt tip pen, and these are in all of the colors of the outside. So the sage green is really sage green. The purple is really purple, indigo, magenta, peach, and orange. We also have a 10 pack of crayons, and we have a little container that you can put things in gingham. So we're looking for $1 starting bid for choice. Anybody for $1? All right, Craig is in for $1. Thank you, Mr. Craig. Anybody for $1.25? Hello, hello, Jocelyn. Thank you for being here. We've got Craig at $1. We're looking for $1.25. Any interest? All right, Nancy's counting it down. We're going once. Fair warning. And sold to Craig for $1. All right, which one are ones and what quantities? And since ICU isn't here, I'll be going back and making the sold list from the chat. So as long as y'all put it in, we'll see it and be able to go back and get it. One of each of the pens. Okay. All right, I'm sold out of this one. Let me grab one of the others. All right, so here's the ones going to Craig. Oh, wait, I'm sold out of this one too. Okay, so 6 are going to Craig. All right, but I still have 4 colors left. Nancy, if you could put that 6 were sold to Craig so I can find it when I go back, pretty please, I'd appreciate it. All right, anybody else for the pens, the new fresh pack of crayons, the holder for the pens or the crayons? Boy, this would be such a great donation. Because what kid doesn't like some new crayons for the beginning of school or at the beginning or for Christmas? Okay, Nancy's going to take an orange pen. And you know, the more I look, this one's really more peach, kind of salmon like, but here you go. Oh, gift alert, gift alert, gift alert, gift alert. Okay, who are you gifting to and what are you gifting? Craig, do you want to come up and co host? If so, I'll drop the link. Okay, so you're going to pay for this one that Nancy just picked. Is that correct, Craig? Okay, Riri is going to take two of the indigo. Here's the pretty indigo. And I don't know if I even showed you the name of this company. It's a really fancy company. It's called Optimus. Optimus. When y'all put a single word in the chat like no or yes, I don't know what y'all are saying no or yes to, but I will Discord message you after the auction to figure it out, Craig, so that we don't take up auction time. Okay, anybody else? I think these would be great to hold well, they're not going to hold the whole box. They'd hold the crayons when they're not in the box, or if you do stickers, they'd be great to hold your stickers. All right, let me clear these away. All right, let's see what we're going to have next. Okay, next $2 starting bid. I have something called a mesh tube, and it has a pretty iridescence to it, and you get a lot. You get 12 yards. We're going to start this off at $3 for the 12 yards. Looking for $3, Nancy. Okay, Craig, no problem. Nancy, $3. There we go. Anybody for $3? Since I'm hosting by myself and I don't have anybody to talk to, I am begging y'all to bid quicker since I can't stall by talking to a co-host. So I am really asking y'all to bid quicker tonight. I know, having Southern hospitality, we like to take our time and wait to see if anybody else is going to get in first. But this would really, really help me. Because for those of y'all that don't know, crafts make me very uncomfortable and sad. So, $3 for 12 yards. 12 yards. All right, we're going to pass on this one. Okay, next. This is so long and so big, I'm not going to be able to get the whole thing in here. But I'm going to try to show you. I'm probably going to have to bend it to get it in your box. This is what it looks like when it's bent. But let me show you what it is. It is $5, Nancy. An Aida cloth. It's cross-stitch fabric. And it is a 14 count. And it measures 29.5 by 36 inches. So the 36 inches is why you can't see the whole thing. And I'm going to have to fold it so that it's like 18. But you're going to get 14 count for $5. Brand new in the package. Anybody like to cross stitch? Hello, hello, Kevin of Tuber Chat. Thank you again for that fabulous raid during my 2K celebration. Everybody, welcome Mr. Kevin of Canada from the Tuber Chat Growth Channel. All right, we're going to pass on this fabulous cross stitch fabric. All right, next, Nancy, $3 for choice. I have these big spools of ribbon. Few of the duplicates rolled away. So if you want multiples, some of them have multiples. All right, $3 for choice. Let's go through the choices. Well, here we have some lovely ribbon with butterflies. Then we have a textured burlap ribbon. These are all wire edged ribbons in green. This one has some trucks on it. Then we've got sunflower ribbon. We've got plaid and then a gingham. You don't often see gingham in an orange. Then we have some pumpkin ribbon. How great is that for our autumn and August month? Then here is another truck. But if you look at it, this truck has pumpkins in the back. Here is a solid copper. This is a gingham with black and beige, white and gray striped. Here's a gray and black plaid. And Craig is in for 3. Thank you, Craig. Looking for 325 now. So many choices. You're almost spoiled for choice. And if anybody is looking to grow their YouTube channel or start a YouTube channel, Mr. Kevin at Tuber Chat can help you make those connections. Y'all check him out. Nancy's in for 325. Craig, do you want to go up to 350? And I'll show you the ones I have duplicates of. I've also got a duplicate of this one and a duplicate of this one. I don't know if it's going to sit there. Maybe it will. Okay, Craig, 350. Or are you going out, buddy? He's going to 350. Bid it up, bid it up, bid it up, up, bid it up, bid it up, bid it up, up. Bid it up, bid it up, bid it up. All right, Nancy's going up to 375. Craig's going out. Let's go ahead and count it down. Let's go ahead and count it down, pretty please. Lots of gorgeous ribbons to choose from. Remember, you get the entire spool full. This isn't one of those channels where we like measure and cut out so many feet. No, no, no. Fair warning. I wonder what she's going to pick. Okay, she's going to pick the ribbon with the butterflies. Well, that just makes perfect sense to me. Okay, sold it to Nancy. Thank you so much. All right, we'll circle back to Craig. Craig, can we get you any of the remaining ones, sweetie? Okay, Craig is going to get the butterfly. No, I'm sorry. He's going to get the red truck. Okay. Whoop, whoop. Don't fall, don't fall. All right. So, okay, y'all. Oh. All right. So here is the red truck one for Craig. Oh, Kitty. Hello, hello. I am so glad you are here, Kitty. Kitty, if you have time to co-host, let me know and I'll drop the link. I see you for some reason didn't show up and I'm all by my lonesome. All right, anybody else for these big wide rolls of ribbon? I'm just going to put this one down here since that one won't stay. Lots of great choices. It is autumn and August, and I think I got y'all covered with lots of options. Okay, last call on these big rolls of ribbon. All right, let me move these to the side. All right, $3 starting bid for choice. Nancy. All right, let me show y'all what the choices are. All right, the first choice is a large pom-pom maker. Or we also have a set of small and medium pom-pom makers. And last but not least, I have this set of these kind of specialty brushes. Oh, wait, I think I missed it. Teal one, please. Of the ribbon. Let me go back and get that one. This one. Okay. It's a little bit more green than teal, but hopefully that is fun with you. Okay, and Kitty's in for 3. Not quite sure what you do with these pom poms, but I'm guessing if y'all are buying these, y'all probably know. I'm pretty sure you use these with yarn. Let's go ahead and count this down. If anybody wants to help out co hosting, I did drop the link into the chat. We're going once, going twice. Fair warning. Okay, we are sold to Kitty. Let's see which one are ones and what quantities. How fun would it be to give everybody one of these little pom makers and just sit around in groups and see who can make the best pom pom? Or see who's his biggest or smallest or thickest or prettiest or has the best design to it. I think that would be so pretty to everybody have the same gizmo and see how different people can do different things with it, kind of like a little contest. Oh, I only have one of the sponges, but one is fine. Okay, sponges sold to Kitty. I do have multiples of the pom pom makers though. And CQ gives the endorsement. Love those pom pom makers. So easy to use. And I was going to say to people who haven't tried them, there's a tutorial on the back. So if you can read instructions and you like pictures, they give great explanations. All right, let's clear these away. Next, again, Nancy, $3 for choice. Let me show you the next choices. All right, how about some beads? These are wood beads, and you get a 90 count. A 90 count of wood beads, or a 2 count of these embroidery stickers, which I think is kind of like a patch. Look how beautiful the embroidery is. Something to put on jeans or a jean jacket or an old purse. It could even cover up a flaw. All right, next I have something called a bamboo circular knitting needles. All right, three great options here. Craig is in for three. Thank you, Craig. Anybody for 325? Well, let's go ahead and count it down then. Fair warning. Okay, we are sold to Craig for $3. Which one are ones and what quantities? Everybody congratulate Craig. All right, he's going to take one of the 90 count beads. All right, let me grab one of those. Okay, I've got it. I have plenty more of those if anybody else is wanting them. All right, anybody else? All right, last call on these then. Okay, next, $3. I have a three-piece set here. It is a yarn knitting spool set. Oh, thanks for stopping by to say hi while on your walk. So nice. $3. It's a yarn knitting spool set. So you get all of these pieces. Don't ask me what the pieces do. Let's see, is there a tutorial on the back? There is not. So three-piece set for $3. Hi, we did say hi to you earlier. All right, looking for $3 for this set. All right, we're going to pass on it then. All right, next, $3. I have a Disney Junior Mickey and the Roadster Racers. So, what is it? It is a set of 14 posters and colors. It's a color your own poster set. If I can get up far enough, you can see the whole thing. It's kind of a big set. All right, we'll start this at $3. Who likes Disney Junior and Mickey Mouse? Mickey Mouse, Mickey Mouse. Anybody want to color your own poster set with 14 posters? Well, I did think that maybe coloring was a craft, but maybe it's not considered a craft. I can understand that. At the top of the hour, we'll have another $1 round. All right, we will pass on this. All right, how about some stickers? Here you're going to get 15 stickers. You could make a lot of cool crafts with these. And look at these little paw prints. And remember, you're going to get a set of 15. Nancy, we're going to start these out at just $2. Just $2. Anybody for the set of 15 stickers for $2? Oh, wait, did we get it in the chat? Oh, there it is. All right, we're going to pass on that next. $7. I have a set of 2. You get both New York and Paris in this set. It is a set of cross stitch. And you'll see that it comes with all of the ingredients, the various threads and materials and instructions. So you get to make 2, New York and Paris. So 2 different projects in one set. All right. Any interest? All right. Well, one of the things that was requested, and I think it was from Craig, was to have some buttons. Now, I only have Mother's vintage buttons. They are still new. So these are going to be $5 for choice. But you can tell just looking at them on their cards, they are super old. They don't even have a barcode to them. So $5 for choice. But I guess if you were trying to, match the buttons on an antique garment, you might need them. Here is another one. Here's yet another one. And keep in mind the prices on them were the prices of the day. So looking for $5. And I know you're going to say, oh, those are probably all dusty. Mother had them in a lidded container. So the lidded container is what is dusty. These stayed dust free because they were in the container. Here's another one. Well, I don't know if y'all can see all of these. Let me see if I can move them where y'all can see them better. This one has some different sizes to it. Nancy's in for 5. Thank you, Nancy. Some of these have multiples, some of these don't. I don't know if this one was missing or she used one. All right, well, I think the board is full. We can go ahead and count it down. Fair warning. All right, we are sold to Nancy. Let's see which ones Nancy's buying. Everybody congratulate Nancy on her purchase. All right, let's see. The 4 count, second from the left, away from the door, 1 and done. The 4 count, second from the left. that be this one? No, that would be the, I'm thinking this one maybe. All right, let's see if this is the correct one. If this is the correct one, just write correct in the chat bar, please. Oh, I don't want to trouble you. I see you. Okay, so this is the correct one. Anybody else interested in the buttons that were requested? We're open to chat now. All right, last call on these vintage buttons. Okay, next $3. And I have some stampers. It's a set of two, and these are stampers. So they're also scented. So the stamper part and then a marker. So one end is a stamper and one end is a marker, and the whole thing is scented. So what do the stamps look like? Well, the pink is a lip symbol and the blue is the thumbs up symbol. So $3 for this two pack where you get stamper and markers. Any interest on the two pack? Brand new and scented. Talk about sealed with a kiss. You just stamp the little sealed with a kiss mark or the thumbs up. They really chose great stamps that are going to work for everybody. And really, it could even just be a smile and a thumbs up. All right, we're going to pass on that. Next, who loves paintbrushes? This is one of those super wide paintbrushes. They're often hard to find because maybe you need to paint a background that's like a clouds or a night sky or just a general background. You need a big wide brush to carry the space. We're going to start this one at $3. It's a nice wide brush. Also, some people that do a lot of blending, this is great as a blender brush. Or maybe you're even using it outside just to clean in between the bricks. So you need a brush kind of like this to get in between the grout of those bricks. So you could use it for some non-crafting purposes even. Brand new and sealed. It has nice bristles on it. I only have one of these to those of y'all who are watching the replay. All right, we're going to pass on this then. Okay, next, does anybody like molds? I want to show you this one funny thing. You see this box? Now, this stuff was from my mommy. My mommy didn't just have crafts and use crafts, even just to store her crafts in, because this is the box she stored it. This woman took a shoebox and then spray painted it and then covered it with a wallpaper border, all just to have a place to store her crafts. I tell you, if she had spent half as much time, oh well, don't start. Okay. So I'm going to show you these cute little molds. She got these and didn't use most of them. The ones I'm going to show you are the ones she didn't use, to put plaster of Paris, which is kind of like ceramic, but you don't have to you don't have to cook it, you don't have to bake it, you don't have to cure it. So she liked that better. The manufacturer is called Plaid. These are going to be $4 for choice. So the first one is this honeycomb and the little bees. The next one has seashells and all of these sea creatures, fish and seahorses. Next, we've got a dragonfly. Here is a frog and a ladybug. Here are two teacups. Look how dainty and pretty these teacups are. Now, y'all can do what you want to with them. Her plan with these was she was going to mold them, then paint them, and then put a magnet on the back. So, and I kept saying, Mom, that's a lot of work just to make a magnet. You can go out and, for $2, $3, $5 and just buy a magnet without having to buy the mold, buy the plaster of Paris, buy the paint for it, buy the actual magnet put on the back. But she couldn't seem to understand that. Next one has flowers on it. Beautiful rose and a sunflower. Here's some birthday ones. Super pretty. I don't know why, but they say not to microwave. And you can see that these are vintage because this one has the date of 1998. So super duper duper old. I just look at all these and think of all the things we could have done together if she hadn't been doing these or buying these. So many lost memories that we missed out on because of she and her crafting. This next one has the moon and planets and a meteor or shooting star. The next one has some pretty butterflies. This one has some hearts. Any interest? Oh, here's a different one. This one has a cute little birdhouse and bird. And remember, you buy the mold once and just think how many of these you can churn out. $4. All right, well, let me pick all these up then. All right, let's go to something totally different. $5 for a DIY kit. This DIY kit is to make a dream catcher. And it says it is said that when you place a dream catcher in the window, it will keep all your bad dreams. Weave your own sweet dreams with these two designs. Oh, you get two designs in here. All right, here's what the kit includes: 3 dream catcher loops, 2 charms, 2 bundles of thread, 2 bundles of yarn, 13 beads, 6 feathers, and instructions. I only have one of these, looking for $5. And I tell you what, I'm going to make it for choice. I've also got a paint by number kit. And in here, you get the printed canvas, which is 8 by 6. You're going to get 8 paints, and you're going to get a paintbrush. And here's all the steps on the back for painting it. So 2 big DIY kits. Okay, last call. Any interest? Nancy, I thought I had taken the ads off so that you wouldn't keep complaining, sweetheart, even though it takes money out of my pocket. I thought that I had turned the ads off for auction after auction after auction, sweetie. Matt, it's $5 for choice on a choice of DIY kits to either make a set of 2 dream catchers or paint by number. That's what's happening right now. Sorry if you were confused. All right, let me move these aside. All right, well, it's the top of the hour, so we're going to have a $1 round. All right, let me show you what the $1 choices are on the Belle's Bargain Bonanza round. All right, first I have these little chalkboards. I think these would be great to make a cute little craft with. Put some flowers around the edge, some ribbon, some trim, make a cute little sign. So much you can do. So that's going to be the first opportunity. Second opportunity is a set of 3 galvanized icons. How cute would these be on one of your wreaths? So we have a star option, a flower option, and a heart option. And also, I have a flexible stencil that says Farm Fresh. I'm going to add that as an option as well. Shillian Hall, hello, hello. I'm so glad you're here. Now, I have that Mickey set that you messaged me set aside for you. But I hated to invoice you for just the one item because your shipping would be more than that $5 sale. So I'm so glad to see you here so you can add to it today, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. And then I'll be invoicing on Wednesday, Thursday, as always. Everybody welcome, Shelly Ann. All right, this is the $1 round. Anybody for these $1 items? Remember, these icons down here in the galvanized are 3 packs. All right, last call on these dollar items then. All right, let me move these aside. I tell you what, since I hate with our pop-up being so short, I hate that we're going to pass. Let's do a do-over. Let's do a do-over. I'm going to show you one more group of dollar items. If y'all still aren't interested, then we'll go on to more of our expensive items. But I thought I'm just going to do a do-over one more time. So here is the Belle's Bargain Bonanza $1 round. Take 2. All right, so instead, let me show you some pieces of wood. These are highly stylized and has been cut out. These have been laser cut, and these are 6 packs. So I was a little scared to try something so specialized without a co-host, but life is life. Sometimes you just have to keep going. So this one we're going to call the bird option. Oops, got a glare on it. This one has a fish, a polar bear, and a porpoise, whale, dolphin. We'll call this the fish one. This one has different types of stars. Now you don't have to wait until you see them all. When you see one worthy of $1, just go ahead and put in your dollar while I'm showing the rest. These are all different types of butterflies. And remember, each is a 6-pack. So glue them on things, glue them on journals, make them into ornaments. Put them on notebooks or treasure boxes. This one has a turtle, a seahorse, and a shell. This one has a whale, a penguin, and a porpoise. Some of these have multiples, some of these don't. Look at all of these cute clocks. These would be darling maybe in a Barbie house, or maybe for somebody who restores like little ships and stuff. Here is one with an octopus, a whale, and a shell. Here's one with a ladybug and I'm not sure what that is. Oh, this one's great for fall with leaves on it. This one also has leaves, but the leaves are different shapes. We've got Nancy in at 1. Looking for $1.25. Let's go ahead and count this down. Oh, Nancy, they're small. Let me see if something says the size here. No, they're small. In fact, here's one next to my finger. They're they're not of a size that you could hang them on a bedroom wall. I mean, maybe if you had 100, you could make some type of collage. But no, they're small. Let me see if I can do it this way. Here's a bottle of water, so it takes 3 of them just to be the size of a bottle of water. Nancy, if you thought they were bigger and you want to retract, it's okay if you want to retract. All right, let's see which one or ones Nancy might be wanting. I'm seeing your message now, and I saw where you said hello. If there was a message in between, I must have missed it. Let me scroll up and see. No, I don't see any other messages. I just have the one butterfly. Well, unless you think this is a butterfly. If this is a butterfly, then I do have butterflies in this one. Try typing your message again, Miss Shelly Ann, please. Okay, one butterfly. Here it is. All right, sold. We're open to the chat now. Anybody else want to get in on these? Anybody else? Well, for those of you watching the replay, I will have these still available. Many of these have multiples. And I really think with the way that their lace are cut, they would be perfect to make into ornaments or to add into wreaths, especially these fall ones. All right, well, let me move these aside. Okay, next, let's look at a pretty garland. All right, these I got at the liquidator, and I had to just open one up because I wanted to see what it looks like. And because I couldn't really tell through the paper. And when you open it up, look how fabulously flexible all of these vines are. And look how heavy laden they are with all of these little sprouts. And it's a nice long length as well. A nice long length as well. So I just wanted to open those up to see them. So these are going to be $6. I think I showed all of the various types, Nancy. That's why the board was full. I'm sorry. So $6 for this long new garland for autumn, because it still is autumn in August. Nancy, in the future, if you have any special requests, feel free to send them to me on the Discord. That's a better place where we can take more time to really talk things through. And I just love how flexible this is and how movable it is. I couldn't believe just how much there is on this. And I only opened up a small part of the package. So it is one really, really long garland. And if you want to see how it came, I actually bought two. And this one was opened up just the smallest amount so that I could see it was the same. So look how small it's going to fold up to mail to you. Isn't that awesome? All right, let's move it aside. Oops. All right, next, this garland is going to be $8. This one is super fancy. Here's where you hang it. And look at the beautiful flowers. So many flowers. More flowers. I tell you, you could almost make a wreath just with this part. And I can't seem to get the whole thing in here. See if I can keep backing up to get it here. But it is so beautiful and has just so many of these beautiful orange flowers and tendrils. So $8 for this. It's also got leaves. I showed a really fabulous leaf garland last week at the Autumn and August. But I like this one even better. I only have one, just with all of the fabulous buds and roses and flowers. All right, any interest? And just look how thick and lush it is. All right, I'm going to move this aside. All right, next, here is uh, an entire bush of flowers. We're going to start this one at just 3. It says Faux Floral Stem. It's by Huntington Home. This is what it looks like. And you can move these to arrange them however you want to. They're very easily movable. $3. And I do have 2 of these available. Anybody interested? All right, let me put those aside. All right, this one's going to be just $2. A little smaller, a little less complicated. Berries, a pine cone, and some greenery. So just $2 for this one. New with tags. Holy, it is such a hot night. Every day it's 100, and you'd think when the sun finally goes down, it would start to cool off, and it is just still so hot at night. Okay, last call on this one. All right. How about 30 oval wood beads? Look at the beautiful luster of these beads. See if I can get them spread out so y'all can see. Okay, Nancy's in for 2. And of course, my screen got covered up by a notification from Shelby, of all people. Let's see if I can get this notification off so we can go on with the auction. All right. Oh, rats. Now my whole chat's. See if I can use my right hand. Easter in my channel. Okay. I have to get more fans in here while I'm auctioning next time. Look at the beautiful luster on these wooden beads, and you get an entire 30 count. So pretty. If Craig was still here, I bet he would like these wooden beads too. Such a shame that Craig had to leave. I think he also missed the buttons, which was his request. That's the problem with these specialty auctions. Oh, oops. Nancy thought she was bidding on a Christmas pick. Okay. Last call on these wooden beads. Oh, Nancy. All right. I forget how bad the lag is. All right. So this one's sold to Nancy. If anybody on the replay wants to buy the wooden um, beads, let me know. $5 for a set of four DIY magnetic photo frames. So here for $5, you're going to get four magnetic photo frames, and you can fix these up any way you want to. Fix them up with your grandkids, fix them up with your sweetie, fix them up with your cat or your dog. Or maybe you have some fabulous photos that you've taken of nature, of wildlife, of flowers. So you can make your own DIY photo frames. So for $5, you're going to get the entire four-pack. Nancy, $5. And we might as well make this buy it now. All right. Any interest in the DIY magnetic make your own photo magnet kits? We're going to pass on those. All right. Next, $2. $2, Nancy. I have a DIY macrame cactus set. $2, Nancy, a DIY macrame cactus set. And this shows you how you do it. And it includes an entire set. No tools needed, just knotting. All right, we're going to pass. Next, $3, I have a pop art set. And in this one set, you are going to get two canvases, five paints, and a paintbrush. Well, we are certainly missing Diane. This seems like such a Diane type item, I tell you. Although we've had quite a few painting sets, and anytime we see painting sets, it always makes me think of our sweet Diane. So, Nancy, $3 for the pop art set. 2 canvases, 5 paints, 1 paintbrush, and instructions. And obviously you could make it match if you wanted to. They're just showing you how you could paint it in the pop art style. Very kind of cubist. All right, let's pass on that. Well, let's look at some fabric. The first fabric is going to be $10 for choice. And it is a 15-piece fabric roll. And just look at all these pretty colors. And you get a ton of these fabrics in it. So this is going to be the first one. Here is the next one. I know you're not really seeing all of them. This is the best I can do. This one is red, white, and black, kind of plaid. Some of these have duplicates, some of these don't. Here is a black, white, and green. Here is an animal print one. If you like solids, look at the whites and shades of gray and blacks even. All right, any interest in the fabrics? Choice of fabric for $10 for the entire roll of 15 pieces. Okay, last call on these. $10, Nancy. Yes, we want everybody to be happy and healthy. And kind to others. All right, well, let me move these aside. I'll show y'all a little bit more fabric, but it may just not be a fabric crowd, and that's okay. The next ones, Nancy, are also going to be $10 for these whole bundles of folded fabrics. All right, we're going to call this one the Brights. So we've got some very bright ones. We're going to call these the tie-dyes because they all have that kind of tie-dyed fabric. Oh, by the way, these are called, these are called 5-piece fat quarters. We've got black to white with some grays in between. These are various animal prints. Some of these have duplicates, some of these do not. These have black and white and greens. These have blues in them. This one's a one and done, no duplicates of this one. Okay, ICU is in for 10. Lisa, I'm so glad to see you. How are you? Did you get Evie to bed? Let's go ahead and count this down. Nancy, I believe ICU just wants to be called ICU, just the initials. We've been missing you, Lisa, but we know that your work hours kind of interfere with your new job, or your new job kind of interferes with auctions rather. But it's important to earn your money and pay your bills. Believe me, I know that more than anybody else. Otherwise, I wouldn't be broadcasting at the same time as Big Brother. The things we do to earn our bills. Fair warning. I should have asked Matt who got evicted last time he stopped in. He was probably watching on some other device. And he could have at least told me. Fair warning. You're sold to ICU. All right, let's see which one or one. The tie-dyed one. All right, here's a tie-dyed one for you. So pretty. Oh, I'm glad you're getting into a routine and work is kind of becoming fine instead of dreaded. I can think of a few times when I've dreaded work or dreaded certain auctions. Oh. Anybody else? Not out of anything yet. Last call on these. All right, let me move these aside. Okay, let's see. Well, one of the things I noticed in my last auction is people were talking about needing a bag for their projects. And in fact, somebody even gifted a big, fabulous bag to ICU. And so I brought a couple of bags that I thought would be great bags for Oh, thank goodness, Matt. I was so worried. Phew. Okay, I can breathe a sigh of relief. Thank you for checking on that for me, Matt. I really appreciate you. Okay, so $3. Here's the first project bag. This is made this material. Let's see if y'all can see the canvas type material. And it is new with tags. And look how big and deep it is. So we're going to start this one at $3. Oh, you have no set schedule, Lisa? How is that? Surely you don't just show up whenever you want to. I've never heard of a job like that because I know those elderly people have to get their meals on like a schedule. Maybe Lisa and I are talking about two different things. Oh, and Nancy is giving a praise report that her church is getting her a new car. Wow, very exciting. Congratulations. I am so thrilled and happy for you. So important for us single women to have reliable um, transportation so that we're not just on the side of the road somewhere. So, very happy for you. All right, anybody for this big bag for just $3? All right, let me show you another one. And this one is really a book bag or a purse, but I think it would be great for a project as well. This one has beautiful elephants on it. This one was originally $12.50, so we're going to start this one at 6. This one has a zipper on the back, and here's the zipper part on the back. And it has a zipper on the inside, which is why I say it's really more of a purse or a book bag. And boom, look how huge it is. And not only that, but it's got a slip in pocket here, and it's got another zippered pocket here. So many pockets. So you could even hide yourself some snack or gums or some little spending money inside this project bag. But look how huge it is. See if I can lay the whole thing down for y'all. So big. So $6. Get any interest? All right, let's move this aside. Next, $2 for choice. I have some bundles of washi tape. So the first one we're going to call the metallics. So you get 5 rolls there. Hi, Crafty Jen, that you're here. Next, we have our pastels. Next, we have our geometrics. This one we're going to call houndstooth. Looking for just $2. I'm so glad you were able to get here before we were done. Pop-ups don't last quite as long as auctions. Oh no. Matt, what's wrong? Did I say something that grossed you out? Sorry if I did, Matt. Okay, any interest in the washi tape? Last call on it. Oh. Okay, we'll move this aside. All right, next let's do some stickers. These stickers are going to be $2. Buy it now, and you're going to use a code word. $2, buy it now, and you're going to use a code word. All right, the first code word is welcome. Oh, and these are stickers that you can put even on a wall. No, I am absolutely not okay. But when you have a lot of tiny little small things that are stacked up and you have shown some and are waiting to show others in a very small space where you don't have a co host, so you can't get up and move things around, things are almost always going to fall and you're going to spend hours picking them up, just like the hours you spent setting everything up, just praying that it sells. All right, next one says magic and has some stars on either side. This one we're going to call pattern stickers. These are all metallics. These are raised puffy stickers. I don't know if y'all can see that. We're going to call these leaves. It's okay. I'm in a very small place and stuff gets stacked, and there's just not really a secure way to stack it when it's in all different kinds of containers and bins and things. So that's just the way my life is. All right, next we're going to call these urns. Look at these beautiful urns. No, we can't possibly stop and move stuff, just like we can't stop to go to the bathroom. We can't stop for any reason. So every time we stop, our viewers go down. So we have to move on, and when things happen, it just means hours of pickup for me. But if I had been great at my job, then they would have been sold and they wouldn't have been there to fall down. So, earns for that one. We're going to call this one Cherish. We are going to call this one Daffodil. We are going to call this one Cactus. Oh, we're almost done now, but thank you. We're going to call this one Feather. We're going to call this one Hydrangea. We're going to call these Silhouettes. We're going to call this one Labels. We're going to call this one Bottles. We're going to call these one Ceramic Stickers. And look how pretty these would be on your ceramic mugs. We're going to call these Unicorns. We're going to call these shiny holographic ones Gnomes. Any interest? All right, Cherish is sold to Nancy. Thank you so much. Anybody else? All right, I'll sing. Here's the gnome, the unicorn. Oh, wait, Riri must have been in for two. These were buy it now, so just let me know what you want. ICU is going to take the gnomes. Did you want one or both? I have two of the gnomes. And Riri, which one were you in for, sweetheart? An ICU, one or both? Both. Okay, there we go. Thank you, thank you. Riri, what all can I get for you? Okay, for Lee. All right. Perfect for this August. I love that. All right. I'll continue showing these as I move the side. So this one was the one for ceramics. And look, you get 4 different stickers for your $2. That's kind of amazing. And then these where you can make your own fancy labels or tags. If you make things or sell things, these would be great as well. These would be great for a scrapbooker. Or a garden journal. ICU's going to take the ceramic one. Okay, here's the ceramic one for you. Thank you, thank you. Here's the urns. The feathers. This one's called Patterns, and I do have 2 of this one. Kitty's back, and Kitty's going to take basket and bite. All right. Basket? I think you mean this one, right? If I've got the wrong one, Kitty, you let me know. The tags. Let me go back. Do you mean these? Two of each if you have them. I have 2 of the one in the center, and I have just 1 of each of these. So of these that you're calling tags, I have a total of 4. Thank you so much, Kitty. Then I have this big one that says magic, and this big and long one, and these are the kind you can put on walls, that says welcome. All right, next. Lily, is Lily here? Paging Lily? Lily? Okay, I have a llama, and this one, it is also a sticker you can put on the wall. You don't have to put it on the wall. These are peel and stick, and they are removable, and they won't harm the walls. Oh, Kitty's going to take welcome. Okay, here's welcome for Kitty. Thank you, thank you. Okay, so these are the ones that look like mirrors. They're still going to be $2, Nancy. Oh, and this is what it looks like when it's on your wall. How cool for it to be both decorations, but yet if you want to check your, to see if you have an eyelash in your eye, well, you just look in it. Or if you want to check to see your makeup or see if you have spinach in your teeth, I just love that about that. So, here's this cute llama. That's going to be the first choice. The second choice are these beautiful clouds. Now, it actually goes this way, but just for spacing purposes, I'm going to put it the other way. Look how pretty it looks when you get it all set up. Would be so calming in a kid's room just to have it like on the walls or the ceiling. And keep in mind, you can use all these pieces separately. Like this one has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pieces. But even though they put it in a set here, which the set looks really cute, therefore you could use them on separate places because they are peel and stick. Oh, these are still just going to be buy it now, Nancy, just to make it simpler. Buy it now, $2. We're going to call this one the houses. We're going to call this one the cactus. All right. Anybody for these mirrored wall removable peel and stick mirrored stickers? is back. Craig buttons, sweetheart. And I can't possibly re-show them because they are now scattered, scattered, scattered. That's what fell. All right, last call on these then. All right. Next, I have something called iron-on transfers. Now, I know that most people today don't know what an iron is because everybody just uses a steamer or just accepts wrinkles or uses a wrinkle releaser in the dryer. But back in the old days, there was something called an iron, and apparently you could have iron-on transfers. So these are going to be $2. Buy it now. And look at the cool prints on these. So if you don't have an iron, I'm so sorry. Iron is not included. So this is the first one. We're going to call these um, Oh, and Kitty says, Belle, after we finish, I'm going to go back and watch again. I'm sure I missed some items. I'm so sorry, but I think you're doing an awesome job. Well, thank you so much. Almost everything is left because we've sold so little tonight. So I'm thrilled for you to go back and give me more time to pick up all the little stuff that fell. All right, so the first one is the birds. The second choice in iron-on transfers, buy it now, $2, are these beautiful feathers, or maybe they're leaves. I think they're leaves rather than feathers. I don't know. I have a hard time telling a feather from a leaf. And the third choice is cactus. Also, this is not at all the same, but I'm going to throw it up there because we're at the $2 price point. This is a semi-smooth surfaces all paints roller. So if any of y'all roll paint, living rooms, bedrooms, halls, 3/8 inch in AP. So I'm going to add that in as well. Oh, and it's a 9 inch. All right, last call. All right, ICU is going to go for $2, one each. All right, here's one of the paint rollers and one of each of the iron-on transfers. Thank you so much. So all that's left is just a paint roller. Anybody for the last paint roller? Last call on the very last paint roller. All right, we'll move that aside. $3 now for choice. All right, the first choice is a counted cross stitch that says sweet and is a pineapple, and you get the wooden ring, you get the instructions, you get all of the pieces, parts, and ingredients. The second one is Baby Shark, a melty bead kit. I tell you, you can't make these things up. Melty bead kit sounds like something that happened in the hot sun. All right, next I've got DIY cross stitch, and it's a bunny. Let me make two bits. And I've got a DIY cross stitch that is a sheep. Good night, Craig. Oh, and you too, go back and look at the replay of all those buttons that you had me look for you. Anybody for $3? All right, we will pass on these. All right, let's just keep doing $3. Buy it now. I have a kids 3D sticker story by Jurassic World. $3. Buy it now. I also have a Disney Junior Mickey 3D sticker story. So anybody have a kid that wants to make a sticker story? $3. Buy it now. Just let me know, Mickey or Jurassic World. All right, $3. Buy it now. A set of 2 chubby brushes. Chubby is going to be your keyword. Look how many bristles, how long and thick these brushes are. They're nice thick handles as well. So both the brush and the bristles are chubby. $3. Buy it now. $2. I have a set of 60 pom-poms. And these little pom-poms have some little spikes of metallic. Very pretty. So $2 for a set of 60 pom-poms. Next, from Ashland, which is the Michaels brand, we have something called Naturals Raffia. This is going to be $3. This is a big bundle, but when you open this up, it becomes even bigger in the uses. It's kind of the country version of it. So it looks like one huge clump, but you're going to get a ton in here. $3 for the raffia. Next, I have double-sided tape. Now, when you look at it, you're going to see a lot of red here, but the red is just to pull it apart, because when you pull the red off, that's how you get the double sides of the tape. And look how much you get. This is a huge, huge, huge roll. So this is going to be $3. I only have one of these. Okay, we'll pass. $2 for this DIY kit. You could put a photo in here or keep the lighthouse in here and just paint the seashell around it. So you can make it decor or make it a photo frame. $2. Oh, Nancy seems to still be a couple of items back. Well, I'm sure she'll catch up. All right. Next, we keep talking about, well, you could put that on this, you could put that on this. Well, here is something you could fix up. This is vintage. I don't know how long my parents had this old chest. This is super thick and well made, like the kind you get at like a furniture store or a craft market. It has excellent hinges on it, nice hinge on it too. So if you wanted to make that special box, it is heavy and thick. This is going to be $10 just because of the wood and the craftsmanship. Oh, craftsmanship. I wasn't cussing. I just accidentally sneezed in the middle of my word. All right. I only have one box like this, but I thought somebody might want to make a treasure box with it. Maybe you want to glue shells all over it. Maybe you want to glue old jewelry on it. Okay, we will pass. Next, for those of y'all who like outside, I have a stepping stone kit. So it makes one stepping stone. It's going to be $10. It has a reusable mold and pure white cement in it. There are patterns included. This was from Michael's. And it was originally $19.99. So here's the whole explanation on the back with everything you get. You get one reusable plastic mold. You get white cement. You get stained glass. You get a writing tool. You get a mixing stick. You get two design patterns and you get an instructional sheet. Now, my mother got a couple of these because she thought it would look pretty in the yard. Also, after I had gone away to college, they started having a few pets. And of course, after a while, the pets lived, 16, 18, 20 years and got buried in the backyard. So, not to be maudlin, but they were buried in the backyards in their little doggy beds in, a encasement sack. And flowers were planted. But my mother thought that maybe she would make some kind of little memorial stepping stone in honor of the years of service that those dogs served as companions. They didn't do anything useful, but they were cute. So during the years that I was away living in Texas, anyway, but she never got around to making any of these sayas. So I thought somebody now might like to make them. So of the two patterns, there's a dragonfly pattern and a butterfly pattern. But these don't have to be for pets. These could just be um, for beauty in your front yard, in your prayer garden, in a flower garden, in honor of a loved one, as part of your faith or whatever. So, still looking for $10, even though the price on the box is $19.99 from the Michaels. ICU is in for 10. Thank you so much. Anybody want to bid it up? Looking for 10.25. Bid it up, bid it up, bid it up, 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 bid it up, bid it up, bid it up, up, up. Oh, okay. We are sold to ICU then. I have a total of 3. How many of these would you like? How many? How many? Okay, so Michelle bought it now for $10. She's going to take two. So that leaves just one left. Anybody for the last one? Remember, there are two patterns included, so you can make it a dragonfly or you can make it a butterfly with the stained glass pieces that are included. Okay, if anybody wants the last one, y'all just let me know. All right. Next, in some people might consider jewelry a craft. My mother apparently, I guess, was thinking about making some earrings. I don't know. This is 120 pieces. This looks more like a gunmetal shade. This looks more like a bronze shade. $5 for 120 pieces in two different shades. All right, we'll pass on these. Next, I have something called Findings Jump Rings. These are a beautiful silver tone. You get 120 pieces. Let's do just $3 on this one. $3. Buy it now. Okay, Kitty, were you back on this item of the 120 pieces and the two tones? Okay, thank you, Kitty. All right. Now, next, this one is similar, but it only has one of the two packets. I'm guessing my mother must have used one of the packets. So this one that only has one packet is just going to be $3. $3 on this. So even though it says 120 pieces, this will just be 60 pieces because it only has one of the two packets. All right, and Kitty apparently is also going to take the jump rings. Okay. All right, so $3 for this one. It just has the one packet, which would only be 60, not the 120. Hopefully y'all heard me say that earlier. $3. This is fish hook earring backs. And these are in a bronze tone. All right, we'll pass on these. Next, here is a jewelry making fixing kit. I'm going to start this one at $8. And in it, you will see that it has one plier, 4 disc backs, 6 lobster claws, 8 fish hooks, 4 blue somethings, 4 butterfly backs, 8 rubber stoppers, and 52 jump rings. All right, so that's what all you get here. Oh, Miss Alice, normally we have variety auctions, but this is a specialty craft auction. So tonight, everything is just going to be crafts. If you're interested in fashion and jewelry and home decor, and we have that on Saturdays and Mondays. And if you like snacks and kitchen and baking and serving items, we have those on Sundays. Okay, Kitty's in for the jewelry kit. Anybody for 825? If not, let's go ahead and count it down. Riri, what are you bidding on, sweetheart? And if y'all haven't already clicked the thumbs up, please click the thumbs up. Make sure you're in live chat and not that top chat, which will deceive you into thinking your own chat is at the top. Thank you so much for helping me, Kitty. I appreciate it. Riri, just let us know and we'll directly sell it to you. Nancy will write it in the chat, and then after, I'm going to go back and write through the solds. Oh, was it the earring backs, maybe? The pack of the earring backs. Okay. All right. It was this. It was the one that just had the one pack instead of the two. All right. So this is sold to Riri for 3. This is sold to Kitty for 8. All right. Thank you. Thank you. All right. Well, I've shown some wooden beading earlier. I showed some in painted wood beads, and I showed some in beautifully varnish beads. But I have some faceted beads. Look at these beautiful facets. These are going to be $3, and you get the whole string of faceted beads. $3. Oh, well, thank you. I see you. I there may have been some sales before you arrived, but thank you. Anybody for $3? Thank you, Kitty. You're always such an encouragement. Lately, I keep hearing everything that's wrong with my channel, so it's so nice to hear something nice. As well as discussions that I shouldn't even be on YouTube. Oh, I've shed so many tears lately. All right, anybody for the yellow faceted beads? All right, we're going to pass on those. Okay, next, let's see if anybody might like blue faceted beads better. Anybody for the blue faceted beads? Once again, these are a string of beads. You have to make them into whatever you want to. Could be earrings, it could be a bracelet and earrings, could be a necklace, but beautiful faceting on these. Really? Nobody for $3? Okay. Well, I'm going to try the green. Anybody for the green? Okay, Kitty's in for 3. was going to say, all of these sparkly faceted things just scream kitty to me, but I never want to pressure anybody. All right, did we put it in sold? I love how they just catch the light. These and the blue ones, I'm actually sad. My mother didn't get around to making something. These are some of the few things I really wish she would have made for me because I like the sparkly bling. Okay, both please. All right, we are sold to Kitty. Next, I have some turquoise chips. Look how beautiful these turquoise chips are. This is an extra long strand. It's probably twice as long as the rest. These are going to be $5. $5. Anybody for 5? And I think we're going to make this the last item of the night. Oh, no, wait. No, there's something else I did want to show. One other thing after this. Anybody for the turquoise? Really? I thought this one was so pretty. Now look at it up close. Really shows you how different each one is. Different shapes, different colorations. Some of them have more of the copper veining in it. All right, let me move that one aside. Okay, next, $2 for choice. These are yarn, but the little tags have come off. So I want to show you what the yarn looks like. I think this is called eyelash yarn. And it is so delicate and gorgeous, but it's in these big balls. And I think it was supposed to have a tag around it because I've had some similar ones that my mother had. And this one is, I hate to say tie-dyed, and they didn't have ombre back in her day. So maybe variegated is the word. And this one is really unique too. It has these kind of tendrils to it. So $2 for choice. I just put these in little baggies so that they would be in bundles. Anybody for $2? Buy it now. And you know what else I'm going to add since this is the last round? I also have this organizer, great for your pencils and pens and all of your little safety pins and glue sticks and whatnot. So I love that it has both the two tall areas and the small area for your pens and safety pins. I guess I can put it up here. All right. Anybody for these specialty yarns? All right. Well, if not, then we're going to end this craft auction. I appreciate y'all being here. And I look forward to y'all helping me come up with some more fun ideas for future pop ups. I will see y'all Saturday, Sunday, and Monday on our regular auction schedule. You bought tonight will get combined with Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. Hopefully, y'all clicked the thumbs up for me. After we end the live, please, oh, please leave me a comment. And I say, laissez le bon temps rouler. Let the good times roll. Roll in your life, roll in your heart, roll in your soul. Roll on and on and on. May God bless y'all. Good night.